Okay, so for this tutorial, we're going to be covering how to use BioExplorer, more specifically, how to open a design, how to save a design, how to open a session, and how to save a session in BioExplorer. So we're going to start by opening BioExplorer. And so let's pretend this is a session with a client. And so when you're going to start a session with a client, you need to first open a design that you're going to use to run the session. To open a design, we're going to go up to here where it says design and open. As you can see here, we are right now in the template file. Usually BioExplorer should automatically open in the last place that you have saved. So it looks like someone accidentally left a client design here in this folder. So that must have been the last place where a file was saved to. So let's say we are looking for a client session to which we've already saved our design. As you can see here, we go from the PC, which is local disk C. The pathway goes down to the BioExplorer file. Let's take a look at this BioExplorer file. As you can see here, we have a variety of files. And so to open a design, we go to the design folder. And again, if we were starting with a new client to which we have never made a design for, then we would go to the templates folder and use a template to create a new design. So let's go ahead and make a test client. So this is your first session with a new client. So the first thing you're going to do is, of course, look at your protocol given to you by Dr. Jones. So let's say we have a client who needs eyes open and they're going to play Pac-Man. So their design needs to be based upon the Pac-Man template, which it will be this one right here. It's called one channel Pac for Pac-Man. And something I want you to take note of is the file extension here. This is a BXD file. This is for BioExplorer. As you can see down here, it's a design file with the extension BXD. This will be important later. It helps you differentiate between what is a design file and what is a session file. So we can tell that by the extension BXD that this is a design file. So let's go ahead and open up one channel Pac-Man. And so here is your setup for the telehealth option where you will have everything on one screen. In order to enter in the proper frequency bands for our new client, you're going to want to go down and edit the design. And so if you look right here where my mouse is, you can see it turns into the drag tool. And so you're going to drag this top screen down, and this will bring you to the signal diagram box. And this is like your bare bones skeleton of what the design looks like. And so for the purposes of this video, I'm going to show you just a brief overview of some common things you might be looking at when creating a design. So the first thing you want to do is, for a new client, you're going to get your protocol, and they're going to have different frequency bands for training. So let's say my protocol given to me by Dr. Jones is eyes closed training, inhibit 4 to 8 hertz. And so that would be our first inhibit. And then we would reward, let's say we're looking at rewarding alpha. So we reward, let's say 8 to 12. And then our other inhibit would be, let's say we want to decrease, I don't know, like high beta. So like 25 or like 15 to 25 alpha is something we want to inhibit. Sorry, 15 to 25 beta. So anyways, you're going to get your protocol with different numbers for your frequency bands. And so we're going to change these by looking at our bandpass filters. As you can see, it's already got some of this labeled here. So this design has us inhibiting 5 to 7, and that's theta. Let's go ahead and change that to, let's see, 4 to, oops, not 45. Let's change it to 4 to, let's keep it at 4 to 7, okay? And so you're going to go here, click apply, and then okay. Now to change our reward filter, we're going to reward 8 to 10 hertz. So we'll type in 8. And then our next box will reward, let's just do 10. You're going to click apply and then okay. And then finally, for our last inhibit band, which is bandpass filter 3, you're going to double click and let's see, they have 20 to 25. Let's go ahead and keep it there. And so we'll just press OK for this one. And so that's how you change the frequency bands in a design. Now, we don't want to end up doing this every time we have to open up this client's protocol. So what we can do is we're going to save this design for this particular client. So that way, every time you want to do a session with this client, you can just pull up the design and start your training. So let's go ahead and look at how we save designs in BioExplorer. You're going to go back up to design. Don't click save, click save as. This is going to save, this is going to keep us from overriding what was originally put in the template. So unlike this user here who put the client file in the templates, what we're going to do is we're going to create a file for our individual client. So where do we save these files? So we're going to go up from the templates and we're going to go into the design folder. As you can see, we have other client names in here already. So let's make a new folder and we'll just put, let's put guest. Let's just put guest as our client name. Typically, your client name or your client code name is going to be the first 3 letters of their last name and the first 2 letters of their first name. So how about instead of guest, we'll just rename our file to a client whose name is John Smith. So SMI is the first 3 letters of his last name, and JO would be the first 2 of his first name. And so that's your client name. And so how we go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and open the file. And there's a particular way we'd like for you to name your client designs. And so we're going to go start by first putting their code name. So SMIJoe. Put an underscore and put what type of training that we're doing. Are we doing eyes closed or eyes open? And so we're doing eyes open for this client. So we're going to put EO. And then we're going to put the type of activity or type of feedback that we're using. And so this would be Pac-Man. So we're just going to copy the template name up here. You can see where my mouse is. So it's 1CH Pac. And so I'm just going to call mine 1CH Pac. And that tells me that this is a design using Pac-Man. This name is based upon just my memory of what we typically use. If you receive a different instruction on how to name files from Dr. Jones, go ahead and use those coding instructions. But basically what we're doing here is that we're just creating a name, so that way we can go to our folder and look for the file that we have just created for the design. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. All right, so when you go to BioExplorer, let's go ahead and close out and start over from, let's say this is my second session with John Smith. So I'm going to open BioExplorer, and let's say he really liked Pac-Man, and we're going to do the same design all over again. So this time I don't have to go back and type in all those frequency bands like we did before. What we're going to do is we're going to open the design that we had saved previously. And look at this. See, BioExplorer has this way of opening to the location to which you last saved to. So this can be convenient if you are just seeing the same client over and over. But let's say you wanted to go make a new one for templates. Well, you'd have to find where the template folder is again. Let's say John Smith, he doesn't want to use the same one from last time. Let's say he wants to use a different design. So we're going to go back up to Designs, and we're going to find a template folder. So it will be the underscore templates. Let's say instead of playing Pac-Man, he wants to play the balloons game. And so you would set up his protocol to reflect his frequency bands that we're training. And remember, that's by opening these boxes and changing the numbers there. And then you would go ahead and save this new design that you have made. You would go and you would save it. Do not click Save. I just did that, but luckily I didn't override anything. You go to Save As, and you're going to find his own folder. So see how it popped open the templates file again? That's because that's the last place we were located in when we opened this box. And so we're actually going to go to the Designs, find his folder, which is SMIJoe. Let's see, there it is. And so we're going to rename this design to reflect the actual feedback we're using. So we're going to use the same Joe underscore eyes open, EO for eyes open. And then we're going to just go ahead and call it balloons. Any keywords that lets you know what feedback you're using. All right, so we're balloons, and then we click save. And now John Smith has two designs that we can use to use for his feedback in sessions. So let's go ahead and record a session. So you want to make sure that every time before you start a session that you have it set up to be recorded and saved, because then if we don't have access to replay the session and show Dr. Jones for case consultation. So that's the reason why we're recording these sessions. So to record a session, you're going to go up here, see where it says capture. So this bar, you're going to click the red circle for record. And as you can see, BioExplorer has a way of opening up file locations that it was recently saved to. So what we are doing right now is we are saving not a design file, we're saving a session file. And session files, as you can see by down here, session files have the extension BXS. So this is useful because if you, let's say somehow someone had saved their session into the design folder, and design folders and the session folders can look rather similar, because if I go back to designs, you'll see here we still have all the client files. And so for here, let's say if it were to open up in SmileJoe, it doesn't show anything. So it's like, where are all my previous sessions that I've saved? That's because you are looking for the wrong type of file. See down here, because we're in the design folder section, all that it should have saved is design files. So there are no BXS files to show. If I go down here and click all files, it's going to show us our BXD files that we just saved. So these are design folders. So if you ever open up to record a session and you see that all your session recordings are missing, one possible reason this could be is because you're in the wrong location, and it's not able to show you. There are no session files to show. And so you can always check by looking at the rest of the files that are in there. So let's go back to our sessions folder. So again, this is in the computer, local disk C. You go to BioExplorer, and we're going to click on sessions. Now, remember, this is, let's say, our first session with John Smith. So we need to make him his own folder again. So we're going to click new folder. Going to enter his code name, SmileJoe. And so every session, you're going to record the session and you're going to put it in their sessions file. Let me show you an example of a previous client, what this will end up looking like. Let's open his key. So disregarding these text files, let's just look at the session files. So this also shows us how we'd like for you to name your session files. So as you can see, there's a client code, underscore, there is PZ for the site we're training at, underscore, the type of design we're using. So it looks like they were using one channel AVI, so that's usually a movie. And you put an underscore, and then you're going to put the date. And again, notice that the extension is BXS, not BXD. So let's go ahead and do the same. Let's go ahead and make our session recording for SmileJoe. So let's go ahead and where did his file go? Let's see. I'm gonna sort it by name, and that will help me find SmileJoe towards the bottom. Let's go ahead and create our file name. So it's SmileJoe _ we're going to put the site. Let's say we are training at CZ _ and we're going to put the type of training. So the type of design we have open right now is, let's look over here. It is balloons. So we're going to put balloons. And typically, this seems to be the one channel design. So typically, you're always going to be training one channel, and it's going to be just one CH. So one CH balloons. And when you're typing in the date, you put in the year first. So we'll put 2020. Then you will put the month. So today is July, so 07. And then you put the actual day of the month, so 29. All right. You're going to go ahead and click save. And so session info, you're just going to put your client's code name, so SmileJoe. And then you're going to click OK. Now you're ready to start recording your session. So to record your session, you're going to click the green arrow for capture. And then I'm not connected to anything right now, so it's just picking up whatever frequencies are in the room. And so that's why the lines look pretty crazy right now. But yeah, let's say, SmileJoe, you're doing great. So there are a couple other buttons on here you want to make note of. One of them is the pause button. That's the yellow pause button. And this pauses the session recording. So that way, if you need to, let's say, go adjust an electrode and you don't want to start the recording over, just click pause, write down the time you paused in your notes. Usually we're able to tell because there's going to be a change in the signals, but record where you paused. And then when you're ready to start again, you're going to hit the capture button to start recording your session again. And so you record your whole session. When you're ready to end your session, you're going to click stop, which is this white square. So stop, and that will automatically save your session. So let's see here. There are other things you can do with a session. So let's say for case consultation, I'm going to go ahead and close out of here because my session is saved. The recording is saved in the file that we made earlier. And so I'll go ahead and close BioExplorer for this next example. So let's say we're going to do case consultation, or you just want to look at an old recording. To do that, we're going to open not the design file, but we're going to open the session file. So to open a session file, we're going to go to session. We're going to go click on playback. And again, BioExplorer has this habit of opening to the place that we just saved to. So it opened up my client folder, SmileJoe. If you are sharing this computer with someone else, then it could open up to the last place that they saved. So it's important to keep that in mind with BioExplorer. So let's go ahead and open up my session that we just made. Click open. Open sessions design, sure, it's not going to really affect anything that we're doing right now. So go ahead, click yes. And so we are going to, instead of capture now, we press the green triangle, the green arrow to press play. And as you can see, it's playing back to us the crazy lines that we had earlier. And so when we press pause or press stop, it's not doing anything. It's just stopping the recording. It's not saving it to a separate file. So some key takeaways from this tutorial is how to create a design. And so we do this by, we go to design, open, and again, remember BioExplorer has this weird habit of opening up where you last saved. So don't freak out if you don't see the templates folder. All you have to do is go look for it, and sometimes you will be in design, sometimes you won't. So you're never wrong by just going up to where it says BioExplorer, and then you go to designs and templates, and then you select your template, just a random template. You make your changes to the signal diagram box by pulling down on the window. You see these two little arrows, you pull down. And this is where you make your changes to the frequency bands. After you've edited the template design, you're going to want to save it. So you go to design, save as. You don't want to save your folder. You don't want to save your design in here. Like, this is not where you save your designs. You go to, again, BioExplorer, designs. You create a new folder and you put your client's name there and you save it to there. So I'm just going to get out of here. Okay. So if you ever find yourself in a weird situation where you're going to open a design and let's say you do not see anything in the file. You don't see anything in there. That's because you can always check by going down to the file type and pressing all files. And you can see that, look what we have here. We have session files in here. So you can also check to see where you are by looking at this drop-down menu, and you can say, oh, I'm in the sessions folder. I'm trying to open a design. So I need to go to the design folders. That's probably one of the most common things that can stumble up people who are, just starting out with BioExplorer and is just getting lost in this dialog box. So if you want to open a design, make sure that you're in the designs folder, and make sure you are saving your designs to your client's folder. And you could put as many designs as you want in your client's folder. Okay. Number 2, recording and saving your sessions. Before you start recording your session, or before you start your session, you're going to hit record, and you're going to go to your client file. Make sure that you are in the sessions file. You go look for your client name. And if you've saved to this already, you should see other BXS files in there. And you're going to save your recording for that day. And so an easy way to save a recording or to name a recording without typing everything all over again, just click once on the previous session and then just come down here, and let's say we are training on July 30th, so you're going to change it to July 30th, and so you really only need to be changing the last couple of digits on your date if you're using the same design. And so you always save your session recording, put your client's code name, press OK, and then you're going to press the green arrow, which is for capture, and that starts your session. once you press stop on your recording, there's no need to save it again. We've already done the steps to save your folder. So once you press stop, feel free to record your numbers in your notes, and then you can go ahead and close BioExplorer or get ready to set up and open a design for another client that's coming in. So I hope this clears up some confusion about, oh, I can't see where are my designs going, or where are my sessions files going, because that can, it's a common problem that pops up, is that when we save something, we're not always paying super close attention to where it's saving to. And BioExplorer, it saves it to the last place where the previous person saved. So it can be a bit confusing. If you just click save, it's just going to save to wherever wherever the last person saved. So this could be saving my design I made. It's probably going to be saving it to the SmiJo folder. So it's important that if you're going to save something, if you're going to save a design, go to Save As. And it looks like it opened up in templates this time. That's probably because that's where the last place I opened. Just be mindful of where you are in the directory of folders, and you should be fine. So finally, just remember there are two types of files. There are design files, which are BXD, and there are session files, which are BXS. Design files are in the design folder. And when you go to BioExplorer, the session files have their own folders for sessions. So you can see how these look pretty similar. The layouts for the sessions and the design folders are pretty similar. So it's an easy mistake to accidentally save a session in a design folder and vice versa. So just being mindful of where you are saving your files, and you shouldn't have any issues with losing a file. And that pretty much wraps up this tutorial / review. If you have any questions, feel free to bring it up in case consultation. Let the Neurofeedback GA know, or just let Dr. Jones know, and we'll be able to help clear some of this up. And so I guess until we meet again in some way, shape, or form, take care.